Before the video begins, I just want to draw attention to my Discord server. We restarted it for 100,000 subs and the staff have been doing a really great job of growing, developing, protecting and elevating it. There are numerous polls, Hunger Games contests which are really fun. There's also roles for artists, YouTubers, active people and loyal fans. Generally, it's a great place to congregate with the rest of the C-Squad community. It hasn't been getting much love despite this, so please go and check it out and join it to bolster the membership so that we continue to grow this refreshed community. After months of continued speculation and lack of contact with the community, RobTob has finally opened up and communicated with us during a special streaming event for GD hosted by Husi, featuring a bunch of other big names in the community. The Geometry Dash live event was a Twitch event hosted over the weekend with a stream every hour over a time period spanning 50 hours. It featured some of the most popular streaming names in the community, such as Nobbleboy, Eric Van Wilderman, Dorami, Tosh, Juniper, and a lot of other very relevant popular GD YouTubers. Sugayesta, the Demons List team, Cincy, and a few others also gathered, and generally dozens of big names made an appearance, including names from the days gone by like Quantum. The aim of this, as always is the case with Husi's events, was to bring the community together and bring big names together to congregate to help restore a community good feeling, while delivering diverse and interesting content as the game has been waning recently. And boy did it work! During the stream weekend, none other than the developer himself, RobTob Games, reared his head in the discussion and finally shed a bit of light and clarity over what's been happening with 2.2 and where it's been at. In a series of enlightening messages, Rob spoke about the concept many have been mulling over the possibility of, that he may hire a development team to help him. Rob was actually a lot more open to the idea seemingly than many people, including myself, had expected, saying that he would actually like to hire someone after 2.2, but would find it difficult to bring just a programmer in and introduce him to the vast system that is GD. He also touched on some topics included in my final community commentary video, including the issue with the object limit bypassing. He agreed that the limit is there to stop the game breaking, but he currently can't extend it as he doesn't know how to better optimize the game. On top of this, 2.2 will allegedly have an entirely new scaling system, which would change up the requirements. Finally, he spoke about 2.2 and the controversial waiting time. He said that the original plan was to have it out before Christmas, but sadly the features he has been adding are harder to implement than he expected. As such, the 2018 release date could very well expire. Many people, including Chris Credible, who was streaming at the time, suggested that updates be smaller, and RobTob agreed. Though this doesn't solve much in the way of actual problems in the game, it's a step in the right direction. Just the contact and clarity has done wonders for the developer confidence, as opposed to us continually being left in the dark. Actions will now have to speak louder than words for RobTob, but this is one of the most positive signs we've had since the early 2.2 previews last year, and Rob has finally got back, it would seem, to rating levels, and has rated some big hitting extreme demons. So perhaps this is a sign of the more community involvement to come from him. Controversial new update to Twisted Tranquility, the former top 50 demon mega collab by Flukester and others, has been verified by Krazen and has certainly set the cat among the pigeons of late. Twisted Tranquility was a hacked mega collab that was rated originally before being unrated due to hacks. When the level was balanced to a possible yet top 25 extreme demon, it fell to Boldstep, who was almost at the prime of his career, to turn it into one of the 5 big top 50 extreme demons verified during this update. Twisted Tranquility was harder than Cataclysm but easier than Bloodbath and the likes of the Team N2 levels, so naturally dropped off the list earlier on in the year. However, recently, it seems that Flukester has wanted to reawaken the fire in this demon by buff updating it to a much higher level. It fell to Krazen, a player well known for being frequently near the centre of controversy, to deliver a version he believes to be somewhere around a Thanatos difficulty. It has been verified as an update to the existing level, and the level will stand to be moved up the list now, though this has not yet happened and it still sits in 71st place. Many people were pretty annoyed surprisingly by this update, and the video Krazen posted has been sunk with almost 300 dislikes. This is a pretty stupid thing to be annoyed about, and it might make for an interesting challenge to some of the big players. Flukester responded to the divisive update by announcing that it wouldn't be reverted, so the placement of this level stands to knock Betrayal of Fate out of the top 50 if Catalyze and Breakout Redux aren't added first. Generally, this isn't something you see every day, so it'll be interesting to see this level's contribution as it matures and people calm down a bit. Buff Twisted Tranquility is out now and you should go and give it a try. Woodkid, one of the most hotly anticipated demons of the last year and a half, has been delayed by an unconfirmed amount of time, and this has been confirmed by its verifier Boldstep. Woodkid has been kicked around and has been hanging in the balance for a very long time now, with everything from verifier choices to save bugs to redesigns. It has never had a definite delivery time in sight, despite recently having its final preview released. The levels verification has had questions of late, given the fact that Boldstep had all but quit the game and dropped Catharsis but hadn't released Woodkid. Now, however, Boldstep appears to be playing the game again, and there is hope on the horizon that he might return at some point. Obviously, the immediate question on everyone's minds is where Woodkid will figure into this return, but sadly Boldstep has confirmed that Jakers has postponed the level until after the update. This seems to be because Jakers wants to explore 2.2 mechanics and what it can bring to the project that has evolved so much since its initial unveiling in the first half of 2017. This does place a lot of pressure on the aforementioned 2.2 update, requiring a speedy turnaround by RobTop in order to keep hope for a project that has been almost a year and a half in waiting alive. Retray, which earlier on in the update became the most liked level on the GD servers ever, has received a more contemporary update out of the blue. Retray is the subject of lots of videos around the community for its easiness to play, its style, and what you can do with it generally. Earlier on in the update, it overtook the long-reigning Level Easy by Cody to become the most liked level on the servers. Now, however, it seems that the creator, Dimavikulikov26, is looking to give it a fresh boost of popularity amid the exponential growing stream of rated easy levels and epic levels by tweaking the decoration and mixing up the colours slightly, also adding a couple of lazy 2.1 mechanics along with it. With all the extreme demons dominating the game, it's quite funny to see such an easy level cause such a stir. Ironic too, considering that the update is pretty low quality. Woogie1411, one of the biggest influences on this game during 1.9 and early 2.0, has uploaded a video on his channel after 9 months of inactivity and quitting. Woogie was a key member of the Korean community and arguably the best player who was skilled at both playing and creating. Though there were a few of these kinds of players, albeit rare during that era, Woogie was years ahead of his time. His levels, most famously Windy Landscape, sent shockwaves not only around the GD community, but the indie gaming community as a whole, to see this brilliant work of art as a flagship level for the game. A few months back, Woogie seemed to call time on his career officially. With only a couple of videos within the last 12 months, he announced in around March that he was too busy with school, the sad fate of most Korean players these days. It was a sad state of affairs, but there have been some life signs from the Korean influencer in the past week. A few days ago, he changed his channel name from Woogie1411 to just Woogie, and uploaded a preview of a collab from early 2.0 he had been working on, turning the heads of even big players like Maxis9. Woogie explained that this was a clip he found from his YouTube archive, and he also confirmed that he had lost interest in GD among other things. However, he announced that he has been considering doing vlogging on his channel, with a more professional and fresh approach to his brand name. A few days on, he uploaded a small clip compilation of his adventures around his home nation of South Korea. It was a strange move from him, to be sure, but there are plenty of channels doing weird and alternative things in the wake of GD becoming less interesting. A few days after Breakout Redux was rated Extreme Demon to become the 100th rated Extreme Demon in Geometry Dash, Serve has previewed a layout for a sequel to the level that inspired Tetactic to build the Redux layout, which was completed by Mindcap's team. The preview isn't that long, at 1 minute and 5 seconds, but it's safe to assume that this is because the preview has been cut off in the build-up and runs from the drop. As Extreme Demon layouts go, the gameplay is pretty refreshing. Lots of complex and well-synced duels, fast slopes, timing parts, generally bursting with potential. 1 month on from his Free Riot movement and the Electric Brute previews, this is more activity from Serve, which could be really good news to see one of the game's most iconic players return to deliver a couple of great levels. Lucid Nightmares, a level that was in progress by Wuxi before his untimely departure from the community, has been revealed to be the 2-month-long project of in-and-out player Wave, after he announced last week that he'd been working on the level. Lucid Nightmares was an extreme demon of epic proportions that Wuxi was comparing to Crimson Planet at one point. No one really knows how hard it actually is, but Wave certainly seems to be struggling with it, with his consistent computer bounce from his parents and multiple deaths at 90%. As a result, despite losing motivation, Wave and Cairo have decided to announce it to the community, so let's hope that Wave can fully push through that, as he recently had one of his hardest verification projects to date, Breakout Redux, rated, and if he can beat this, it could well follow in the footsteps to become a very highly ranked Extreme Demon on the list. The Demons list received a humbling revision this week as Bloodbath has finally been knocked out of the top 50 altogether. This was an enormous moment for GD. Bloodbath was the oldest surviving level on the list, the only level left from 1.9 with the exception of Sakupenhel, which was hack verified in that update so it doesn't count, and it smashed the record for not only the longest reigning level at number 1 with a gargantuan reign of a year and 3.5 years or 1,214 days clocked on the list itself. We were rocked when Cataclysm and Icecalm and Diablo X fell out, but this truly is a harrowing loss to the list. It was knocked out by Singularity, which has finally become one of a flurry of levels RobTop has finally rated, which places at 30th on the list. We're still waiting for 2 other incoming levels to the top 50, being Catalyze and Breakout Redux. Both of these will surely be high-ranking levels. As for the stats viewer, not much has changed, but Brian the Burger has now exceeded 1,000 Demon List points with his victory over Killbot. He is not far off the top 2 now and has far more momentum than his competition.